Hello, Aquarius. I hope that you guys are doing well. Welcome. My name is Violetta Alexis, and I have been a tarot reader for 5 years. If you are not new here, well, obviously, welcome back. I'm happy to have you. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the harsh truth about you. Whether or not you want to hear it, I'm going to talk about it. So if you don't want to hear it, make sure that you click off. First, we're going to take a look at the lie that you've been telling yourself, a raw truth that maybe you've been avoiding. Then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the consequence if you ignore it, and then the way out. So show me the lie that Aquarius has been telling themselves. The Two of Swords. What's the lie about the Two of Swords? The Lovers. Whoa. Tell me more about that. The Five of Cups. Tell me about the Five of Cups. The Two of Cups reversed. I feel like you missed somebody. This is gonna be hard. Okay, I'm just letting you know right now. Some of you guys, hold on, I'm trying to turn on this light here in the background. I just don't like that this light thing isn't on. You'll see it in a second. Me and my freaking lights. There we go. Okay, cool. Well, that didn't really do anything. I feel like a lot of you are idealizing or have idealized a connection. What was the truth of the connection? The Ten of Cups. Are you guys having regrets? So maybe it's reversed for some of you, maybe it's not, but I feel like you're avoiding a connection in your life that meant something, that truly meant something, that means something even now, but you don't want to look at it for some reason. And I feel like part of the reason is because you have a lot of regrets or you're feeling responsible for the reason you guys disconnected. And I still think that there is this knowing, this inner knowing that you have, that this could have been the connection that inspired you, that helped you reach your highest potential. But it's not always that easy, right? Why else is the Five of Cups there? The Page of Pentacles reverse. I feel like you guys didn't put in enough effort, if I'm going to be, like I said, reverse it if you need to. Okay. But I feel like you guys didn't put in enough effort. You may have procrastinated. You may have kind of effed off a little bit on it. And then I feel like there is this moment where you're like, wow, I just kind of crapped on like the best connection of my life, or, I kind of ruined it. Because this is not easy to find. The Lovers, the lover is a connection that you get once, maybe twice in your lifetime. And the Ten of Cups is like the emotional fulfillment, feeling like you're incredibly supported, something that is very emotionally stable, and you're having a lot of regrets around it. And I feel like the lie that you try to tell yourself is, it wasn't a big deal. See, at first I thought it was you idolizing a connection, but I feel like it's as if you're trying to downplay what it meant to you so you could feel better about either like what you did or what occurred. Like I said, these are harsh truth readings. Like, I'm not gonna make it cookie cutter for anybody. A lot of you guys may have wanted validation from other people, and that's why you weren't really putting in the effort here. I'm getting this energy of you feeling like the grass was greener elsewhere, or you just valued at the time. You may have valued external validation or validation outside of the connection, but the grass is greener where you water it. And that's kind of what I'm getting now. And I think that you guys maybe in a little bit of denial about how important this connection actually was to you or is to you even now. Okay, I know some of you guys are going to hate me for saying that, but so let's see the raw truth that Aquarius is avoiding about this connection. What is the raw truth that Aquarius is avoiding about the connection? What is the raw truth? The Eight of Wands. Do you remember when I was talking about how that connection with the Ace of Wands and the High Priestess was trying to get you to your highest potential? That's kind of what this Eight of Wands is making me think of. Like it was pushing you to a degree that maybe made you a little uncomfortable. Tell me more about the Eight of Wands. To facing truths that you were trying to hide from, that you were trying to avoid. God, I'm getting a lot of avoidance this week. I was getting kind of a lot of avoidance with the earth signs this week for some reason. There's like a weird collective thing going on. And the judgment is not just the truths that you're needing to accept about yourself to evolve, but the judgment is also about your higher purpose. And when something or someone is pushing us towards our higher purpose, it can get incredibly uncomfortable. And what tends to happen, right? So if someone pushes you, most of the time your automatic instinct is either going to be to push back or it's going to be to run away, maybe. Okay. No, not for everybody. And so I feel like it was a knee-jerk reaction for you, what this specific person awakened in you, because the judgment is an awakening. And I think that you were quite resistant to it. But they were pushing you to your highest potential. But the highest potential is uncomfortable. Whew. The Nine of Pentacles. Tell me more about that Nine of Pentacles. Hmm. Like, I think that you're good on your own. Don't get me wrong. But I also think that you tend to act like you're better on your own. And it doesn't mean that you're not, but I do think there was something about this connection that could have pushed you into something that you've never experienced before. And I think that it did. I think the connection did push you into something, a part of you that you hadn't seen before. And don't get me wrong, I think you're fine. I don't think like you need this person. But it gets lonely at the top, right? Or that independence can slowly turn into loneliness. And I think that you want to go back to this person or you think about them a lot. And sometimes like the 8 of cups in the upright is about like I'm better off on my own. I need to go find, this emotional, this fulfillment, this individual fulfillment, but I already feel like you found it. And so what happens after the Nine of Pentacles? The Ten of Pentacles. This is where we open ourselves up to more, to connection. The Nine of Cups is where we feel emotionally content. But the Nine of Cups opens itself up to the Ten of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. True emotional fulfillment with another, where we're being supported. We're not just supporting ourselves, we're supporting ourselves and others are supporting us, or another is supporting us. For some of you it's reversed. Okay, I understand that. I understand that some of it might be reversed for some of you. All right. So let's see the consequence if you ignore this. Oh, I heard this person may either end up being taken or already is. So show me the consequence or the fallout if Aquarius keeps denying this. Okay. It gave me a lot of cards. Well, I guess it gave me enough. All right. Ooh. The Knight of Cups reverse, the Moon, and the Six of Pentacles reverse with the Four of Swords reverse. You might miss your chance, you know, and I think that you will likely search for this person in everybody, just my opinion. And I think you'll probably be in your feelings about it for a long time, and you could really get to this point where you feel like you had someone that was of such value, and now you just feel like you've been giving to the wrong things or to the wrong people. Not necessarily that they were wrong, but like I really believe that we treat like the person we're in it sometimes, okay, we can treat the people we love the most as insignificant or less than the people who don't mean as much to us, right? And I think psychologically we do this because we feel like we've already have the validation of the people that we love the most sometimes. You know, and we're always looking for that, what's going to complete me, or and so I'm not saying that you'll never get over it, but I do think this would be something that you would have a heart look. It's lonely at the top, isn't it? There's that 9 again. You're always going to think about this person, in my opinion. And it's one thing to be independent, and I'm all about that, right? North Node and Aries. I'm all about being an independent. I'm all about doing good on your own and things like that. And that's all well and good, but I'm also a South Node in Libra. And so I'm also very open to connection, and we need connection, right? And then there's some connections that come into your life that are just very different. But sometimes we can reject those connections because they make us uncomfortable. And we as human beings, we want to feel comfort. We want to be comforted. Sometimes we just want to play it safe. Tell me about that moon. The 8 of Swords reversed. Give me one more. And the 6 Cups. I told you, you're going to be thinking about them all the time. You'll think about them all the time. So it's, I mean, it's really up to you what you want to do with that, you know? So let's see the way out of this, or the way in. Show me the way out of this, or show me what the solution is for Aquarius. Okay. Show me the solution. The Hangman. It's about reflection. There's a lot of reflection that you're needing to do. Just how you're perceiving it, you know, and if it was something like you felt as though you needed validation from others before this person, that's okay. We've all done that. I've done that. I've certainly done that, please, you know. And so I think that maybe you're needing to just see something differently and kind of surrender the ego a little bit. Tell me more. The 4 of Cups, damn, this is just what I said. The 4 of Cups can be where, well, it depends, right? It can be where we're holding resentment or we're feeling rejected in some way. However, it can also be where we feel like the grass is always greener on the other side. But a lot of what people don't always talk about with the 4 of Cups is that it's about gratitude. You see this? He has all of these 3 cups, plus he has this cup. Okay. Or he's being offered this cup. Well, technically, he has the 3 cups, but he's thinking about what he could have had. Do you want to be that guy or that girl? You know, do you want to think about what you coulda, shoulda, woulda? Because it's asking this person to appreciate you, to appreciate what they already have. The World reversed. You definitely have some unfinished business that I think needs to be revisited, but it's going to take maturity. It's going to take maturity. I feel like a lot of these feelings are rooted in self-doubt, and that may have been why you were seeking out some level of validation outside of the connection or whatever it is. And like I said, we all do that. We all do that, you know? So please understand, like, I'm not hating on you. A time for healing and sextile. I feel like once you start to heal whatever that is inside of you, where you feel like you need some, you need all this validation, or maybe you feel like the more likes that you get on the post shows how worthy you are, or, you know, maybe you kind of have your picking when it comes to whoever you want, but a lot of that's going to get kind of lost in translation, or a lot of that is just going to feel like a sea of nothing. And I really do believe that the grass is greener where you water it. And I want you to kind of hone in on what that means to you, because if we have all this opportunity, or we have all these beautiful people in our life, I'm not saying all of them are beautiful, I'm not saying they're all great opportunities, but if we can show the universe, if we can show God that we appreciate the things that we're being given, then you will get more of those things that you want, but you have to kind of appreciate what you have. And that's not easy to do all the time. We can get caught up in a lot of different things, but I really feel like this is the solution for you. So Aquarius, that is what I have for you. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can visit my website at violettaalexis.com. If you're into creative writing and poetry, you can sub to my YouTube channel on here. It's called Where Dead Flowers Bloom. All of that information, sorry about that, all of that information is in the description box below. Thanks a lot, Aquarius, and best of luck to you. Bye for now.